So if we get started, I know we're on a tight schedule, and we do have a reception that I remind each and every one of you at the end of the presentation that follows right after.
Your mic is breaking.
No? All right. Okay. Anyway, let me start over. Oh, let me get a hand.
Much better.
Hello? All right. This is
Much better.
Much better. Okay. So my name is Ramon Lowe. I'm the Director of Membership and Industry Engagement for the Airport Minority Advisory Council, and I want to say first and foremost, thank you for making it out here to Nashville to attend the conference, because this is very, very important, not just to our industry and to everyone in here, but to yourselves and your businesses. So what we do here for the new member orientation really is kind of give you a really high level, in some ways, kind of view as far as how to maximize the most of your membership and your first time here at the conference. So before I get more into who I am and what we do, etc., I want to make sure that we introduce our the agenda. First, a bit of welcome. We'll have some remarks from our AMAC board chair, Mr. Ricky Smith. Our president and CEO, Abby Wimbush, will be closing. She is attending to a matter at the moment. I will then talk a little bit about the national office. That is myself, Andre Titus, Jeanette Saunders, Adia Culbreth, and Ashley Cloud, and talk a little bit about our mission, our strategy doc, things that are very, very dear to AMAC and obviously impact each and every one of you. Then we'll hear from Karen Ellis, the chair of our event planning committee. We will hear from Justina Mann, who is one of our regional directors, but also the chair of our chapter development committee, and she'll talk to you about our chapter initiative, all our chapters. We have 6, coming soon, 7?
We have 7 now.
We have 7 now officially chapters online, hopefully soon be 8, and this is a major, major initiative that our chairman, Ricky Smith, has tasked us with, and Justina will talk more about that. We'll hear from Tosin Kasali from HMS Host / Avolta / Hudson / whatever now it is. He's our chair of our membership committee and a good friend. And then we're going to hear a member testimonial from Shine of RDU. And lastly, we'll hear from, let's see, where's Anita? Oh, Anita's right there, I'm sorry. And we'll hear from Anita Cobb on the Airport Professional Development Committee. We'll hear from Clea Moore on the foundation. Here she is right now, no pressure. And we'll hopefully, if we have time, because like I said, we have an event right after this, a little bit of Q&A. So enough from me. I want to introduce Ricky Smith, the chair and CEO of Baltimore Washington Thurgood Marshall International Airport, or I'm sorry, International Thurgood Marshall Airport. Ricky?
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Hey.
Wow, this is weak. Hello. That was so much better. I am actually warming you up for the rest of the group here. So I want to get you guys a little worked out. So AMAC is, if AMAC is nothing else, it is energy. So I need to hear energy. So hello.
Hello. Hey. Hi, Ricky.
All right, that's a little too much. That's a little too much. You guys can get out of here. No, anyway, that's fine. So again, I'm Ricky Smith. I'm the board chair, and I'm also the CEO of BWI Marshall Airport. That's kind of my part-time job now because we do so much. We love what we do for AMAC so much. So I'm going to be brief because you're going to hear from a number of people that have much more important stuff to say than I have to say. But what I will say is, I remember, and don't judge me. Don't say I'm old.
You are.
And don't listen to Karen Ellis because I'm not old. But I remember in the late 90s, walking the halls of an AMAC conference and being in awe of people like Johnny Cochran and Herman J. Russell, right, and Bill Jennings and many others that I just thought they were just untouchable, right, because they were just bigger than life figures. I never thought that one day I would be the board chair of AMAC. And there might be somebody out there who might have second thoughts about approaching me to talk to me, right? I'm approachable. I'm very approachable, so I just want to put that aside. And so the point there is, AMAC is a family. You're going to hear that a lot. That AMAC is a family. I know we are a trade organization and we have a very distinct mission. Our mission is is to advocate on behalf of and protect the interests of women, minorities, in aviation and aeronautical, right? We want to make sure that you have all access to business opportunities and professional opportunities. That's what we do, and we do that unapologetically. We do that around the clock with our national office that always say they're punching above their weight class, right? That's what we do. And so for you, why should you consider AMAC? So believe it or not, this industry, as far advanced as we have, we've become, there's still barriers, right? There's still, doors that you have to push your way through. There's still opportunities that you have to fight for. There's still challenges that you have to overcome. And to the extent that you have a family of people that can inspire you, that can kind of give you that message to help you overcome that challenging situation that you're going through, someone who will call you out when you walk into the meeting late, that kind of stuff. I'm talking about the two ladies who just walked in late. That's what AMAC does. AMAC is a place where you can come to and get the kind of energy, the reinforcement, the inspiration that you need to just keep going, right? And we do that in a host of ways. Our conference, for many years, has been the one way we do that, right? You come to our annual conference and you get a sugar high, right? You come here and you get all worked up and motivated and excited, and then you go out there to take on the world, and then we don't see you again for a year. Well, to deal with that, you're going to hear more about our local chapters. To deal with that, we decided we're going to take AMAC to a neighborhood near you. And we're doing that through our chapters. We have 8 chapters. Again, I'm not going to steal Justina's thunder, but we have 8 chapters. And so what has been for almost 40 years a national movement has now become a local movement, right? And so if you can't find an opportunity for you to be engaged in AMAC in a way that's fulfilling to you at the national level, then get engaged in the local level. And if there's not a chapter in your area, then that lady right there that's whispering while I'm speaking, see that lady right there in the white? That lady right there, her. Tell her you want a chapter in your region or in your city, right? So that you can make an impact at a local level. So for me, AMAC was that place that I could go to, that respite, that safe place that I could go to get reinforcement that, Ricky, you could do this. I started out as a budget manager at BWI Marshall Airport, and there was only one other person in the organization that looked like me. One person, the late Colonel Solomon Hart, who flew with Chappie Daniels. And he was a brave, brilliant African-American male, strong male. But he was the only one in the organization. And it wasn't until I learned about AMAC that I was able to see that, wow, there are other places in the nation, other airports in the country that have people. Although there weren't as many as we would like, there are other me's scattered all over the country, right, who are trying to do the right things for airports, right? And so the last thing I would say is, AMAC is a trade organization. It is a membership organization. And I'm the board chair. You're going to hear from some other board members. We have a CEO who's an amazing CEO. But despite all of that, this is your AMAC. This is not my AMAC. This is not Karen's AMAC, not Toastin's AMAC. This is not Justina's AMAC. This is not Farad's AMAC. This is your AMAC. And if you don't take the steps to make it your AMAC, right? If you sit on the side and you complain that AMAC's not doing enough for you, or that it's not taking on issues that you think it should take on, but you haven't engaged yourself, then you know what you should do? You should shut the hell up. That's what you should do. If you're not going to take the bull by the horn, and if you're not going to engage and take personal responsibility for making AMAC that organization that you want it to be for you, then don't sour the organization's spirit by complaining, okay? This is your AMAC. You can make it your AMAC, right? There are committees in place. You'll hear more about that. There are enormous opportunities for you to engage and make this your AMAC. And I am begging you to do that. because AMAC is on fire. AMAC is growing. If you come to the business meeting, you will see that AMAC is performing off the charts. And that's because many people like you who sat in rooms like this as new members decided that they wanted to make AMAC their AMAC, right? And so I want to thank you again for coming to this meeting. This is a very important first step, and the fact that you're here is a sign that you are interested in being engaged in this organization, that you value this organization, okay? So again, thank you for being here, and I look forward to hearing the rest of the program, and I look forward to talking to many of you as you engage yourself in the business and the future of AMAC, okay? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Ricky. And before I get going, I do want to take a moment. Like I said, our President and CEO, Attendee Wimbush, will be joining us at the end. She's dealing with this situation. But before I go further into AMAC, I do want to take a moment to recognize a lot of very, very key people who I see in the room. Those are our board members, committee chairs, chapter officers. If you kind of stand or raise, or kind of like be recognized wherever you are. I can see like Tanya's back there, Farad's back there. So a lot of these folks who are involved are very, very, very passionate about AMAC, and what we want to do is make sure we spread that passion to everyone in this room. So
that guy with his hands up, maybe we don't let him in the room all the time. He's a board member, we don't let him in all the time.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, so if you haven't read already, I'm not going to read this line by line, word for word, because I don't want to bore you and you don't want me to read. But as Ricky said, a little bit about AMAC. We are the only, I should have kind of like bolded that, the only trade association in this industry that puts our interests, the interests of minority and women-owned businesses and passions and interests first and foremost. There are many that say they do. They're usually right down the line. It's a box they tick off. But no, we lead with that first and foremost. We are a purpose-driven, mission-driven association, just like Ricky mentioned. And really, our vision is, again, to create economic equity and access to wealth for minorities and women in aviation. And our mission, again, is to advance full participation of minorities in this space. And if you guys are just entering, or maybe you know a little bit about the airport space, or maybe you've done some meetings along your way, you know that there is a lot of business out there right now. And they need folks like us. So I'm glad that you guys are here and involved. I do want to make mention of one thing. So I know it's a little crowded in the room. There's some open seating. This is kind of like Southwest, so let's not be like Spirit. Let's be like more Southwest. Ricky loves that. So if you guys want to come, I know they're changing. If you guys want to come, fill in some empty spaces so you don't have to stand. There are some empty spots here. Feel free to take the.
Raise your hand if you have an empty seat next to you, so somebody can come and have a seat. Look at all them seats.
There you go.
Come on, ladies first.
Come on. It's two up here.
Make it look like it.
And if you have a seat next to you, so people can come and sit next to you.
Board
Come on, maybe more ladies.
Board Russell, you have to come to the front.
It's two up here.
I'm sorry, did I just say that? Did I just call you out more? I'm so sorry.
Leave her alone. I'm sorry, alone.
All right. So national office. Anyone else? There's one more up front. Anyone interested? Okay. So a little bit about national office. We are led by President and CEO Attendee Wimbush. Jenna Saunders is our VP of Education Advisory Services. You already met me. And Andre Titus, who I did see in the room, he went somewhere. Hopefully probably just to run away, but he is our Senior Manager of Programs and Operations. And we also have two support folks, Ashley Clow and Nadia Colbreth. So this is the national office. This is who basically supports, or tries to support really, and furthers the mission of AMAC, along with the help and the passions of those in this room, the boards, the regionals, the committee chairs, and the chapters. Our strategic plan, this is, you can scan the QR code, download it, read it. It's actually relatively light reading. I highly urge everyone to kind of scan it and download it. So this basically is our roadmap for the next 3 years. Everything that we at AMAC are doing and starting and just putting our weight and heft behind is going to be driven by our strat plan and these 5 pillars. So when you see a new initiative from AMAC, a new session, a new webinar, whatever it is hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 of these pillars. So again, we are driven by these 5 pillars. We are driven to execute on these pillars and driven to make sure we execute for each and every one of you. So I'm going to I see some phones up there. Hit scan. Good. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go. So with that, the reason we are all here, I want to introduce Ms. Karen Ellis, the chair of our event planning committee. Karen?
All right, Karen.
Ricky said don't mess up. Well, you see I have no notes, so I'm going to rely on Ramon in the PowerPoint. So good afternoon, my name is Karen Ellis. I'm the Chief Customer Experience Officer for the San Antonio Airport System, which is my part-time job these days. I'm an at-large board member and also the conference planning and event chair for AMAC. So you can all imagine what that's like. So that's why I say that San Antonio is my part-time job. But I've been doing this for a few years and it's getting bigger and bigger each year. So thank you all for being here. So the next events, or some of the events that we help coordinate are the Economic Opportunity Policy Forum, which is usually held in Washington, D.C. And then the one that we are outside of the conference, the annual conference, the conference that's coming up, it's a Women in Aviation Summit, which will be in Atlanta. It will be the first Women's Summit. Yeah, y'all can say yeah. And when we started talking about this, our chair said, well, what about the men? I was like, what about them? I mean, we love y'all too, but this is about us. Now, there will be some men in attendance. The registration is open, so please, you don't want to miss out on this.
Do men pay the same registration fee?
No, they pay more. They pay more. But you can click on the QR code. It is going to be in Atlanta, October 1st and 2nd. And we are excited and ready to move with this. It's going to be like a summit or conference that you've never attended, women. Because we have to wear a lot of hats. We're mothers, we're wives, we're bosses, we're sisters, but we have to keep going no matter what. And so this conference is going to be an opportunity for you to figure out how to celebrate you, how to continue to do and motivate you. So again, this conference is coming up, or this summit is coming up in October. So how many people, by show of hands, have downloaded the Hoover app? This is great. That's great. The reason why I say that is because we have made some changes to the printed document for rooms and things of that nature, but all of that information is updated in your Hoover app. 1. 2, it allows you to connect with other people that are here that you might not know or you might want to meet. I've had so many people come to me and say, I saw you on the Hoover app and I just wanted to come and at least say hi to you. So connecting is a good way on the Hoover app, and it gives you all the updates on everything that's happening here at the conference. And I downloaded the Hoover app when we had the conference in Chicago 3 years ago, and my information, what my Chicago folk? Okay. And I still have the information on it. It just keeps going, so you don't have to download it every time because it just updates itself. So new members and first-time attendees, we have a game for you. And Shantae, I'm gonna let you come up and talk about. Everybody should have received, or in your chair was a passport. If you did not get one, raise your hand. So as we're talking about it, you'll know it.
Thank you so much, Karen. Hello, everyone. My name is Shantae Buck, and I am Director of CX Strategy with CXE Inc., and we are proud to sponsor, we are proud to sponsor the Passport to Success, which is for all of our new members and first-time attendees, which you will see I am also a new member and a first-time attendee, so I'm very thrilled to be amongst all of you. It really does not really feel like I'm a first-timer because as soon as you come in, it feels right at home. You feel like you're amongst family. So within the Passport, as our board chair mentioned, this conference is really up to each of us to make it as worthwhile and to get as much out of it as we can.
You guys did a great job on this.
As you are.
I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, so we want intentional. So within your passport, you have different challenges, whether it be to meet a new, an AMAC chapter president, or to meet someone at the event, the party tonight. Meet someone and take a picture, a selfie with them. So throughout the passport, each day there's a list of different challenges for you to complete, and there are prizes associated with it. So the first day, of course, we're in these cold rooms, so a nice AMAC tumbler will come in handy for the coffee. We're also giving out 50% off of the membership renewal. So you'll notice that Monday does have a few more challenges.
See, that's a popular.
We like it.
So Monday, we're tasking everyone to meet a sponsor, to visit the AEC exhibitor booth, to visit a concessions exhibitor booth, to visit the AMAC booth, of course, and to attend the SSP live party and dance with someone new, take a selfie, and upload it to the app. If you were at Top Ball today and you had a nice picture taken of you, that can also be one of the challenges completed. All right. We're also giving out one free membership to any of the chapters. So again, we want to make sure that AMAC is local. You know, that when you leave here, that this engagement doesn't stop here, but that you're able to, engage with your local AMAC members as well. Then Wednesday, we will have a AMAC Tech Kit available for those that are awarded the prize. And our overall prize is a free registration for next year's conference. So that one lucky winner is whoever has completed all of the challenges for each day. And again, it will be accessible through the app. So if you haven't already downloaded the app, make sure to do so. And it will be an icebreaker challenge. So that's it.
I will say this is more than just a game. So I know there's probably a lot of seasoned folks in there. You come to a lot of meetings, you go to a lot of parties, you're a seasoned networker. What's that? Oh, you were going to say, oh, I'm not going to steal them.
Got you, Ramon. Got this. Okay.
You want me to go?
No. So the reason why we came up with this is because a lot of you all being first-time attendees or new members may not know people, right? And it's difficult to we all know each other. We're going to hug and love on each other. And you're feeling like, I don't really know these people. But this gives you an opportunity now to get to know us in a different way. To get to know each other in a different way. So that you can feel like you're a part of it. And you're not feeling like, man, I wish I knew some other people. Well, this is your way of engaging. And this is our way of ensuring that you do what you need to do. Because the last one, that's major. So the conference in 2025 is in New Orleans. And we have an MOU for 2026, but we're not going to say where it is right now, but it's coming. So you want to stay engaged, and this is your opportunity to do it. Now, Ramon, did I say what you were going to say?
I was starting to say what you were going to say.
Okay, great minds think alike. So, as I mentioned, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm not going to highlight all of these things, but I tell people as they're prepared, I talk to Shantae and I was like, look, get you some Red Bull. Make sure you got enough clothes and flat shoes because we're going from sun up to sundown. And it's always, and sometimes what?
And sometimes sun up again.
Yes, I'm not one of those because people look for me at 10 and they know. Where Karen? Karen going to bed because I don't play that with y'all because y'all stay up too late. But there's a lot of stuff going on, and even after the welcome reception tonight that ends at 10:30, there's something else. You're gonna hear people saying, "Well, we're going to such and such for such and such." So it's nonstop. It's nonstop. So just remember and one thing that I'm going to highlight on here is the fireside chat. This is my personal privilege that I'm going to be moderating this session. And this kind of leads back to our Women in Aviation Summit. So we've started the fireside chat probably, 3-4 years ago, maybe. We have a quarterly event where we bring in women who have excelled in the industry and some emerging leaders, because we want to hear your stories. We want to hear what went well for you and what you would do if you were starting out in this industry or the aviation industry. How do you navigate the cultural divide in this male-dominated industry? So I invite you to join us because we have 4 powerhouse women that are going to be talking about their experiences. When we first started this, one of our first airport directors that was on the panel, her name was Gladys Brown. Now, if anybody knows Gladys Brown, she's the airport director at Yuma Airport in Arizona. Gladys is 6'1" at best, 6'1" at best, and African American. And she said that when she first became the airport director, she was in a room with men. They brought her in. People didn't know who she was because they were going to introduce her. And so she said she put on her reddest lipstick, her highest heel, and she strutted in the room. They, again, didn't know who she was. One of the guys at the table asked her if she could get him some coffee. Yeah, that reaction right there. And so she said, I am the new airport director for this airport. And he was like, oh my God, I didn't know. But again, some people have to have that kind of experience, and you all need to hear that experience, because I'm sure it's happened to others in the room, and it's a safe space for people to be able to share their questions and find out, what would you do if this? That's the time to do it. And it's a one-on-one, it's no PowerPoint presentations or anything like that. But it's also a way for, we had in San Antonio, we had the conference last year, we had a young lady that said, how do I get people to hear my voice? Because I can say something, and then my male colleague would say something, and it would be heard, but it wouldn't be from him, but not from me. So these ladies will give that kind of advice, or these are the things that they've had to experience as they're migrating, or have migrated through their careers. So I'm inviting you all to attend. You rushing me through? Okay. I can go on and on, but as Chairman Smith says, it's a family, and AMAC is what you make it. If you jump in, I'm always looking for people to join the planning committee, because we need help as much as we can to put all of these events together. So we would love to have you. You can see me here, or you can email the national office at AMAC info
at amac-org.
That part, and I'll turn it back over to Ramona.
And before you move to the next person, I'm going to make just a parting comment. Because next is Legends and Leapers, which will be those of you that are attending yet Legends and Leapers, you're in for a treat. But I just want to do a shout out for Chantel.
Yes.
It is extremely difficult to stand in front of a group of people that you don't know in an organization of this significance where you're new, and to handle what she just handled.
Absolutely.
Right? And so she deserves enormous applause. And Conference One, this is her first conference, right?
Yeah.
She is already serving as a role model for what the rest of us should be doing. Okay? So I just wanted to I didn't want to leave the room without shouting out that. So thank you so much for your leadership, okay? With that, I'm going to go off to Legends and Leapers.
That's fine.
Ricky, should we say who the Legend and Leaper are?
So the legend is, so we have a legend, which is not necessarily an old person, but someone who's been around for a while. So the legend is Ron Isley, and I'm looking across the room, and I know some of you may not know who Ron Isley is, but trust me, you might be here because of Ron Isley.
And some of you will get that later.
Then the leaper is, it was going to be Terry Ellis, but Terry Ellis had an issue with her flight. She will be here later, but she won't be in time for Legends and Leapers. So the leaper is Cedric the Entertainer. Right? And we have a surprise.
Leaper, that's a stretch.
And we had a surprise.
No, I know.
And then we have a surprise. The surprise guest is Anthony Anderson. So
Not
after
that
this
he's
is
trying to
over,
clear the
So-
room before I talk.
All right, thank you so much, Ricky. So, in the interest of moving things along, because I know we want to get to Legends and Leapers and the reception, I want to bring on Ms. Justina Mann, President and Managing Principal for Blue Ink Group, and also the Chair of our AMAC Chapters Development Committee.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. I can't stand where the mic works. Is it? Okay, right here. So, good afternoon. First of all, I am very excited to see so many new members in the room day one, nice and hydrated and smiling. I'm really looking for the same energy at the end of the conference. But thank you for coming this afternoon. I have something that I want to talk to you about, which, come on, join me up here since you're Michael. This is Michael, and he is we're like Jekyll and Hyde, depending on what meeting we're in. But this is my vice chair of chapter developments. He's been here for quite some time, so I'm just gonna have him so you know there's more than one face. And it's not always just Justina's rules when you hear these things coming through.
But it is. But it is.
Chapters development. How many people in the room knew that we had chapters? Not everybody. Not everybody knows. So this is perfect timing for all of you that have just joined or who are. Now let me tell you, to be in this room, am I not standing in the right place? Don't touch the bottom? Okay. So to be in this room is a big deal, right? Not a lot of people from wherever you come from, your organizations, are allowed the opportunity, or afforded the opportunity to come to the annual conference. So it's quite a big deal to get here, right? Well, we are looking to expand that experience beyond the annual conference into and have more of a local presence. And so that's what Chapters Development is going to do. So the same experience that you have here at the annual conference, those that can't come and that you talk about and you promote this to, we're going to allow them to be able to participate at a local level where they don't have to have 5 days at a very nice Grand Hyatt hotel and registration and all of these great things that come with it. I'm so glad to see some faces that I know in the room too. So that's what we're going to do with Chapters. So I want to tell you about where we are. So of course we have these regions and we wanted to, when we first ran this, was it 2 years ago? We just started this 2 years ago where we had our first chapters that were approved. It was 8. Okay, we wanted to only do 8 because we have 8 regions in AMAC. How many people knew that? Good, because I didn't know until I joined the board either. It's okay. It's never too late to learn. And so we wanted to have at least one chapter in every region. So that's why we limited it to 8 when we first started it. We wanted to make sure we could spread the wealth and matter words. So in our first round, we did a request for information, and we had Baltimore, Chicago, Denver, Detroit, Los Angeles, and Portland, and as well as Atlanta and Houston that were approved to charter. So then after you get approved, then you're able to initiate the chapter development process. And that's where you engage people from your local area, businesses, organizations with similar missions and visions, and members that are existing members, people that you know that would benefit from members. And you get them together and you decide what it is that you would do if you have a chapter. And then you start the process of your strategic plan development, and then you have a budget that you put together, and then you have an officer election process. So these, we gotta take the asterisk off. Let's give a round of applause to Atlanta who just got chartered. They just got chartered and approved by the training board on yesterday. How many people from Atlanta in the room? You guys, I hope you're all there. Y'all make sure you make it to the summit is what Karen's saying when they go out there. You're gonna be local. Congratulations. Atlanta, if you're hearing it for the first time today, I did let Walter as well as Alicia know that you guys were approved by the trade board on yesterday to have a chapter. So if you live in the state or the region, then you are welcome to join. If you live anywhere and you have business in Atlanta, you're welcome to join. But all of these, Houston is next. How many people from Houston are in the room? You guys, no pressure. Next, you're up next. We're expecting you to do big things. You're gonna have some great models to follow. So Atlanta just got approved. These are the 8 first chapters, but this is not the only time. So here I am representing Chapters Development. So Chapters Development Committee does all of the front end work to be able to get people excited about getting chapters in their area. We work with you to start the chapter, do the elections, the whole process. Once you're approved and then chartered, the national takes over. The chapters report to the national office. So what do you do in order to become a chapter member? How many people are members of chapters right now? That's not enough. Wait a minute, maybe somebody, is there anybody who wants to be a member of the chapter? Raise your hand. That should be all y'all in this. Y'all missed the cue. This thing is not where, okay, we know we're trying to get to, how many people are interested in being a member of a chapter? Great, that's better. You too can be a member. So, once you are an AMAC, a member of AMAC at the national level, you can join a chapter, okay? So it's only $50 per person per year, once you are a member of AMAC National. And you can join multiple chapters. So if you live in Dallas, but you do business in Atlanta, you can be a member of Houston as well as Atlanta. Same thing in all of the other regions. So if you have business or interest, but the only thing is, you have to pick a home club, because we don't want you voting all over the place. You only get one vote, okay, in real life. And so you'll choose your home chapter, and that's where you can vote. It doesn't have to be where you live, but that's, you have to have, at least have a business in that state, and then you can be a member and be an officer, but you can be a member if you live anywhere. So you can also be active on any committee. So we do have officers that have been identified and elected for the first 7, but there's more. There's work that still needs to be done. We can only accomplish as much as we have volunteers to be able to carry out the work. So we need all of you that are interested to be involved. So you have to pay your dues, however, to serve on the committee. So how do you develop a chapter? How many people don't have a chapter in your region and want one? Okay, that's enough. All I needed was one hand, and I can tell you this. All right, the only thing you have to do is do a membership campaign. Get out there and talk about the fact that you want to have a chapter, find out who's interested, engage your regional director or just chapters development. There's a website, a link on the website if you go to the AMAC page for chapters, and there's a chapter interest form. Then you have some planning meetings. You get people who want to do the work or who want to be involved, and you ask them what they would like to contribute. Then you develop a strategic plan, what you're going to accomplish, put together a schedule, a budget, you have an officer election, you give us a members list of who people that have expressed an interest, not paid because you're not an official chapter yet. And then you have a chapter charter fee that's already deducted out of the membership that you get from the people that join, because all of the membership fees go back to the chapter to run it. So, if you want to know more, there will be more. Not right now though, because we're trying to get to you guys to your next meeting. But I hope all of you, do I have any more that I have to talk about, Ramon? I don't know if that was it.
I think it's fine.
That was it. So if you're interested, please go to amac-org.com/chapters. Go to the chapter interest form, fill that out. That comes to me. I will reach out. You can also reach out in the app. Again, I just wanted this for my, so I could tell my mother that I made it. How many people are interested in being a chapter? All right, that looks good. We'll see all of you soon. You can be a member, and you can be a member. You can be a member. See you soon.
All right. So, next person will be Tosin Casala, the VP of Business Development for, I guess I'm just going to say Avolta, because it's much shorter. So, Tosin.
All right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
All right. I'm not going to do the typical, you can do better than that, but if you're here, you've already spent the money to come here, for one. 2, you're in a room with a lot of people who can literally change your life, so the energy has to come from you. So I'll say good afternoon one more time. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I think a lot of people want to make money here, so that's good. So I'm Tosin Casali, Vice President of Business Development with HMS Host by Volta. We are a airport concessionaire, global airport concessionaire, and I happen to serve on the board of AMAC as well, and I chair the membership committee. So thank you for your membership first and foremost. I'll take a check on the way out as well. But all jokes aside, I think membership is the core blood of this organization, right? We don't come to rooms like this just because it's a fun place or it's something to do. We're all away from our families, spending time at another city for the weekend. So you have to make this worth your while. And the reason I stand here in front of you is because at some point I was also a new member, right? 8 years ago at this point now, I joined HMS Host, and a guy by the name of Daryl Benton, who some of you may know, said, hey, I think you'd be interested in going to this trade show that we go to every year. It's called AMAC. And I thought, okay, well, so over the weekend, why not? It's going to be in a cool city. I think my first one is Seattle. Kalia's here. Seattle Airport was my first AMAC, and he probably would hate that I tell people this, but there is something he called a peacock walk, right? And I think if anybody who knows Daryl says, he walked through, he said, watch this, and he walked from the lobby to the bar. And from the lobby to the bar, I think maybe 20 or 30 people stopped to talk to him. And I think when Ricky said, Johnny Cochran and Bill Jennings and all those names. And if you know AMAC, you need to learn those names because you may be one of those names one day, right? And that's the premise of why we're all here, right? So that AMAC, that peacock walk for me was an example of how I needed to understand the power of AMAC and the value of being here this weekend and then the weekend in New Orleans and the weekend after that, right? Because that walk for 30 seconds literally changed my life, right? So I walk through this hallway and I meet all these people, and some of these people may be in the room today, but I met so many people in that one weekend or that experience I had, and it changed the trajectory of the way I was going to manage my career, because I do business development, but at the same time, internally I know exactly what I do for a living, but externally I needed to be able to connect with people in a very authentic way, and there is no more authentic conference you're going to be in. I know a lot of people at ACI, AAAE, and you're going to hear about some of these organizations, but for you to make a true connection, there is no better place in this industry than the people in this room and the people you're going to meet this weekend, period, right? It's a game changer. I've met people in this room who I didn't know from Adam. I am in deals with them today. Why? Because they put in the work to network, to connect with people, to make sure that they were visible and present enough. And when Ricky said, this is for you to make this experience what you want it to be, right? AMAC's not going to do anything for you. We can help you and be the vessel to achieve some of the things that you want to achieve, because at the end of the day, no one's here because it's fun. We're all here to make money, and people think making money or having a business is this taboo. It's not. If you're not here promoting yourself or doing things to better your life, then you're in the wrong room, right? We're not here to party. We're not here to hang out. You'll hear some misconceptions about AMAC. Well, AMAC is cliquish. Well, I said this last year. Form your own clique. A lot of the people that I met through AMAC, I'm still friends with them today, and I met them in Seattle, right? Because we had the same experience. So a lot of people in this room, by show of hands, your first time coming to an AMAC conference. Everybody who raised their hand, you should at least try to make a connection with them, because as they're growing through their journey, you're going to grow with them, right? So that's one thing. The other thing is, going back to the point of making money, people are here to further their business interests, and make no bones about it, that's the reason a lot of people are here. I have clients here, but the authenticity of the way you connect is the difference between what I do as membership chair is create and facilitate those opportunities for people with the help of the national office, Ramon and team. It's imperative that you spend a lot of time understanding the history of AMAC, the reasons people come to these conferences, and the real reality that one conversation could potentially change your life. And I hate to say that it's, because it's not, people say that, oh, it'll change your life, but the trajectory of your life could change from one conversation, because it's happened to me. So with that, I'll say, please join the committee. Part of the reason I think people get an experience that's different than just being a member is they get to connect with leaders, literally leaders in this industry via some of these committees that we've established. Aviation Professional Development, Chapters Development, you've heard from Justina. Communications, I know Tanya's not communications anymore, but she's back in the room back there. Emerging Leaders, Maury, Lauren, doing a great job. If you're a young professional under 40, you should definitely join the Emerging Leaders Committee. I'm 1 year over, but we're not going to talk about that. Event planning, governance and performance management, government affairs membership. Event planning, Karen is right here. Please give Karen and her team a round of applause, please. We would not be here without Karen and her efforts. Yes, and look, I've volunteered. I've been on the board of AMAC for 4 years, and it's all been volunteer. It's literally, people say their real job is their part-time job. It really is. My VP of Business Development is my part-time job. AMAC is my full-time job, right? But it's such a worthy effort, honestly. It changes the possibilities of your career and your life, because people really are here to help. They are here to make sure that you have an opportunity, but the opportunity lies in your ability to make this work for you, period. No one's help, I have a saying, help is not on the way. You are it. You are it. All right, so with that, there are opportunities, as I mentioned some of these, but I won't go through each one, but you have to maximize the opportunity that you have here with the people who are in this room or in the rooms that you're gonna be in. Download the conference app, Whova, W-H-O-V-A, the agenda, the exhibit hall, which will, I think it's open, is it open yet? Tomorrow, okay. Join the chapter, of course, I won't go through that. Gina did a great job. Network, you've already heard from me. Attend as many sessions as possible. Look, to summarize, it's an opportunity for you to engage in a way that I think is more authentic than just going to some random conference. And if that resonates with you, please meet me, meet some of my colleagues. Some of my team is gonna be here over the next few days. If you're interested in any construction opportunities, food and beverage opportunities, if you run a brand, if you have a restaurant, that's what plus I'm a resident foodie, as chef will tell you. I'm the food guy, so if you need any recommendations of anything, let me know, and I would love to meet anybody who's willing to have a conversation, and we'll go from there. All right, thank you.
So just to piggyback off of, actually, Terry would like to say something. So we have a member, committee chair of the ELC.
And my speaker for Fireside. So my name is Carrie Adams. I'm from Departure Media, Director of Culture and Community there. And I am a happy member of the Emerging Leaders Committee. If you are 40 years old or younger, raise your hand. Amy and Karen. Raise it up real high, because I want to try to memorize your face. And if you're on the Emerging Leaders Committee, look around and memorize these faces. If you are 40 and under, I would love to invite you to all of the Emerging Leaders events this week. And just invite you to join the group, join the committee. I don't think that I've ever shared this with anyone before, but I think it was about 7 years ago was my first AMAC conference, and there was an Emerging Leaders event, like a cocktail event, and I walked in the room and I was intimidated. Excuse me. Whew. I was intimidated, and I walked right back out. And I walked. It's all right. I don't want anybody to feel like that, and I'm not saying that people here made me feel like that. That was me. I'm so shy, and I'm still very shy. But I'm speaking at 3 different events this week. So. That's what Emerging Leaders has done for me. It's totally changed me. It's changed me from, the girl who walked in and walked right back out to somebody who's speaking at 3 events this week. So please come and join us. It's a great group of people. It's a great way to meet people, a great way to network. It's kind of like a secret cheat code to meet people if you're of the right age. So we do all kinds of great stuff. Everybody on our committee serves on the AMAC committees, so we have representation on all of the AMAC committees. Very involved. We do great programming. We have a speaker series where we have speakers like Pinky Cole of the Slutty Vegan out of Atlanta come and just inspire us and lift us up. We've got it's great networking, great camaraderie. Like I said, great programming. Tonight we have a mixer from 6 to 7. If you raise your hand, I want to see you there, and I want you to come and meet me and meet all of our other emerging leaders. Like Ricky was saying, take your opportunity, take this chance, take the opportunity while you're under 40 to take advantage of all these great things that the emerging leaders can offer to you. So I want to see you tonight from 6 to 7 at the mixer. And then tomorrow night, we have cocktails and conversations from 6 to 7. It's going to be a great conversation, very important things to talk about. We have a threat to our legacy right now. And you're going to learn in our cocktails and conversation, you're going to learn about that legacy and how it was created, what all the people who have come before us have done, and what stands to be lost and what we can do about it. So please join us there and find me. I can take off 3 of your boxes on your passport. So I'd love to meet you. And that's it. Yep. Come and join the video.
All right, thank you. just to tie a bow on it, because again, Tosin just spoke to the membership and Terry was talking about committees. A membership to AMAC is not like a membership to a gym, or the expectation of it, right? We don't sign a membership to a gym and just walk out with six-pack abs. You gotta still do the work. So what we can do is we provide the platform, the opportunities and everything else, but really it's up to you with it. And that's why we come up with all these forms of engagement. We talk about the chapters, various committees, etc. We're just trying to create new ways for you guys to connect amongst each other, amongst industry decision makers, and really all under one roof, at least here, and virtually and through the chapter. So I just wanted to say that first and foremost. Anyway, if you are a first-time attendee and not yet a member, is there anyone here that is a first-time attendee but hasn't become a member just yet? Okay, that's good, not many. But you know, we do have a special promo that will net you 30% off your new or renewing membership. Just use CONF 2024 when you do sign up or when you go to renew your membership. But that is good only until the end of this week. We want to make sure that we get as many people to register and become members as possible. See a lot of pictures, really. CONF 2024. I just lost it.
Is it retroactive?
Retroactive? That would be a maybe. Okay, so I will give it to Ms. Shanae Carter from RDU to share a little bit of her personal AMAC journey.
I'm not going to hold y'all from such an entertainer. My name is Shanae Carter. I am the Small Business Program Officer at the Raleigh-Durham Airport. Y'all don't care about that. Let's talk about what you care about. So, I have been a member of AMAC for 22 years, which means I started when I was 6, right? You got that? Okay, good, all right. So I was 6, 22 years ago, I did just what she did. I came in a room, I saw some people, I turned around. Don't do that. None of us are scary, right? We've got business owners, we've got people from airports, we've got big dogs like Tosin. We got some folks in the room. Walk up to us, say hello. We like you, we want you to come back. So I'm saying this to say, 22 years ago, I stepped in the room, somebody grabbed me up and said, come this way, sit down, listen to these people, talk to these people, learn about what they're doing. You don't have to be in their line of business. You don't have to do what they do. You just need to learn. You need to soak up the things that are in this room. So those were the tips that I wanted to give. Did I give everything you said I needed to give? All right. So I'll check y'all out at the next party.
I want to introduce Nina Cobb. She is with the Aviation Professional Development Committee.
You can breathe too. Hey. I see you, boo. Hi, everybody. My name is Anita Cobb. I'm with Mead & Hunt. It's an architecture, engineering, and construction firm, and I am out of our Lansing, Michigan office. I'm also going to keep it brief because I'm trying to see Mr. Biggs or whatever. But AMAC is honestly so awesome. I'll be honest and say my first AMAC conference was virtual, and I knew the minute that I was twerking in my living room to a DJ that I knew that they understood the assignment. So it's a really great organization. I love it. I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot, and I absolutely love the fact that I see so many cool people in this room. Please make sure you holler at me. I'm a part of the Professional Development Committee. We're doing amazing things to think about people intentionally. We have AMAC Builds Careers. So if you're thinking about mentorship, internships, we got you. Come talk to us about that. We also have the Business Capacity Accelerator, which helps organizations be more intentional about the way that they're trying to grow, especially small businesses. We think about concessions as well, of course, thinking about how we're going to help them develop into what they need to do to be accountable to airport work. And then we're also working on things like AMAC University, which will provide training and hopefully eventually also get you CEU credits if you need it as well. But it's just an amazing part of the organization to be in the Professional Development Committee. We have opportunities like a few years ago, we did the Airport Cooperative Research Programs Systemic Inequalities in Aviation event, and we're trying to reboot that. So we're going to need boots on the ground, people to contribute to all those great things I just mentioned, and also this research we want to do to make aviation more equitable for everybody. So thank you for your time, and y'all have fun at the conference.
All right. And now I want to bring up Kalia Moore to talk about AMAC Foundation.
Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up for you because I know it's time to go. So the AMAC Foundation, we are a subset of the AMAC trade, the overall AMAC board. And so our foundation is a nonprofit. And what we do is, we do a very big important piece of this. And so we actually raise money for scholarships. And so this is a labor of love, but it's an extremely important aspect of what we do because we actually prepare the next generation. And so it is not you that are here today yet but we bring up everyone else that we are trying to bring in, all those kids, specifically those kids who have interest in aviation and aerospace. And so we raise money for scholarships. And so all of the fun events outside of some of the things that you did later on today. But like today, Top Golf, hopefully a lot of you had a chance to enjoy the white party that we had today. So for the other fantastic events to be able to enjoy the Celebrating Women in Aviation event that'll be taking place, as well as Project Lift, which is happening tomorrow. Those are the key components of what we do, and also the silent auction. So have you heard about the silent auction? If you haven't heard about it yet, I need you to take out your phone. If you haven't heard about it, take out your phone, like literally right now. Take out your phone. Take out your phone, and you're gonna text to 76278 AMAC 2024, and you're gonna get a link. And 76278, you're gonna text to that number, AMAC 2024. And it is going to give you a link to the AMAC, to the silent auction, and all of the money that we raise throughout all of these events literally go to creating scholarships for these kids. And we will be expanding that to adults as well, and all levels of professional development, because we know that education doesn't stop at a certain age. It doesn't start or stop at a certain age. But we create all levels of professional development too, and so that is what we're expanding throughout the year as well. And so that is a key component of what we do. But the foundation is always looking for more. We're looking for more ways to grow. And I hope you get a chance to be able to see what we do. But thank you so much for being here.
So last but certainly not least, I know she had some business to tend to, I want to bring up Ms. Attendee Wimbush, the President and CEO of AMAC.
So everybody make a quick beeline to some room that Ron Isley and Cedric at the Entertainer will be for Legends and Leapers. But first and foremost, welcome to AMAC's Airport Business Diversity Conference. Welcome to Nashville. We are so glad to see you. Every year we have standing room only. Karen is like, we get a bigger room, and we think we get a bigger room, but you know, it's never enough. But it's a great thing. It means that as an organization, we are adding value to what you do as professionals, as what you do as you own businesses. You know, this is going to be a lot of fun, but remember, you are here to connect. You are here to learn. You are here to be inspired. And we are going to do all of that for you and more. And so, you know, I'm thrilled that you poured into yourself. We're going to continue to pour into you and your success. And we just look forward to spending the next, how many days, Karen?
2, 7, 8, 9.
Next couple days with you here in Nashville. And then looking forward to all the things that I'm sure you heard about from people that's going on in AMAC with throughout the year. So again, thank you for being here. Welcome to Nashville. Welcome to the conference, and we'll see you soon. All right.
So I know at the end, a connected reception that is on the Grand Hall Terrace foyer, up on the 4th floor, and also we have Legends and Leapers with the aforementioned Cedric Maintainer and President. So thank you everyone, have a good evening, and we'll see you throughout the week.